So let me just go ahead and take you in this morning. There's just something about the silence, the love. Do you feel it? Today is a blessing for so many reasons. But one of them is we get to have the opportunity to remember who we are in truth again. That's why I felt that the prayer was so inspired and so in tune, as well as the music, of really coming into this present moment. And I'm so grateful to be back. I spoke here about a year and a half ago. And it's just such an honor and a privilege to come together as a community and remember what is really real here, what is really the truth. So my message today is the time has come. And what does that even mean? The time has come. It's something very powerful, because when we begin to recognize who we are in truth and where we come from, and that we are so perfect, it's like we're so amazing. It's like, I'm so amazing, I can't take it. Right? It's like, you're so amazing, you can't take it. Say it, I'm so amazing, I can't take it. I know, right? It's like, it is amazing. And, we laugh, but it's the truth. There's, A Course in Miracles has this, lesson 67. Love created me like itself, right? Holiness created me holy. Kindness created me kind. Helpfulness created me helpful. Perfection created me perfect. You can add on, peace created me peaceful. Trust created me trusting. It is what we are, an extension of that love, an extension of that peace, and an extension of God, of love, consistently. But what happens is this deviation of the mind that starts to begin to believe the thoughts of fear, the thoughts of limitation. And we begin to give that more attention than what is the truth in front of us, and that's okay. But my message here today is the time has come to begin to live in that truth every single day, more and more and more, the very best that we can, letting go of more and more of that limited thought system. Because that limited thought system is just because you think something, is it true? Because you're thinking something, right away, we think it's true, and we make it real for ourselves, and then what happens? Like, my name for myself, when I forget who I am, because I do it all the time, and we'll talk about that as well today, is I call her, and you guys can call yours, your craziness, whatever you want. Mine is called Maria la Loca. And my husband knows her well. Right, honey? I lose my mind. I forget who I am. And that's why we need to begin to understand that it's okay, because we're human, we're in a human body, and we forget who we are. So there's a call for grace. It's okay. I always say it's okay to be a hot mess. It's okay to mess it up, because we just, we do the best we can with the awareness we had in the moment. If we knew otherwise, if we had a different consciousness, we would have done it differently. So there's a call for grace. It doesn't mean you stay there forever, but it does mean you have acceptance of where you are in the present moment. And that might always change. Some days we have really good days, some days we have very bad days, some days we have so-so days. It depends on what's going on in the mind and how transed out or not we are. So it's very important to begin to come into this state of mind of having this dedication to your spiritual practice here at Unity. To walk the talk, as they like to say, to really practice it. That's why the time has come to really live it without exception. We have the Unity principles, and if I could get the slide a second. We have the 5 core spiritual principles of Unity. 3, let's point out to 3, we create our life experiences through our way of thinking. So depending on the thoughts, the stories that we're entertaining in our mind, that will give us our experience. So, and then number five is knowledge of these principles is not enough. We must live them. And that takes something. That takes courage. That takes your commitment to not needing to be right. That takes your commitment to not being a victim of the world that you see. That takes the commitment to really step into the game and the understanding of who you are in truth. Perfection, period. How do we do this? Dedication, time, doing the very best you can, practicing, forgetting, remembering, forgetting, remembering. I just forgot this weekend, by the way. I forgot big time. I'll tell you a little story. We just bought a beautiful home, our dream home, my husband and I. And I didn't realize how obsessive I am till I bought a home. Obsessive of having everything beautiful. I want everything to look like a model home today. I want to be like Jeannie. Remember her? Bing! Or this one. Bewitched. Please, just make my home a model home. The perfect walls, the perfect colors. I didn't understand. Maria La Loca was in full effect throughout this whole process. And the reason I say this story, this could be anything. This is like a very small thing, but it doesn't matter. Anything that takes away your peace of mind, we need to address. Because God's will for us is our happiness. It's our birthright. It's our function. Holiness created me perfect. Peace created me peaceful, right? That's the truth. So when these little things start to take away our peace, we need to recognize them. We need to address them. We need to stop. We need to go inside. We need to observe what we're doing, what's going on. Be in presence. Be still. Coming into the moment. Close your eyes now and feel the palm of your hands. Just feel the energy in the palms of your hands. And don't think of anything. Just feel your hands. Maybe they're tingling. You feel more alive. You feel that they're alive. Good, you may open your eyes. It's just that. Do you feel it? It's like you get to put your attention on your hands. It's like you're right there. So I went to pick some paint. Obviously, I've been organizing and designing the house, and now we're in the putting paint on the walls part. And my husband and I went to Lowe's and picked some paint, and we picked color for my son's room. It's, do we know Sonic here? It's like a blue, a very powerful blue. And my husband says, instead of having so many blues, let's put this blue in the den, in the TV room. I said, you know what, it looks nice on the thing, let's do that. So we went ahead. He went ahead. The morning he woke up, he was so excited. I was laying on the bed, I was resting, and all I hear is him putting on the music and beginning to paint. And this is a big wall, very big wall. So I'm in my bed. I come upstairs, and I see the wall. And I was like, oh no. Oh, no. And then there was a lot of convincing. Oh, there it is. There's a blue wall. Very blue. I was like, oh, no. This is messing up my style, my design, my Martha Stewart, my model home. No. So to make a long story short, I had to do a healing process with this blue wall. And that's why you take all the opportunities you can to come back to your center. It doesn't matter. It could be a blue wall. It could be the doctor giving you a diagnosis. It could be you don't have enough money in the bank. It could be a divorce. It could be anything that is. We must and we can come back to our center. The time has come. No more blue wall, please. Don't put it. I have enough of it now in my house. So what I did was I allowed myself to be upset or disappointed about it. And this could be anything in life. I allowed myself to be. It's when we allow ourselves to be, I always say authenticity is sexy. We allow the energy to run through, and guess what? We allow others to be imperfect. Because it's not even imperfect. It's just the allowance, giving permission. So I get to be Maria la Loca for a little while, right? I get to be fully self-expressed. Oh my God, my thoughts, the ego thoughts. Oh my God, this wall's so blue. And then trying to convince myself that the wall's fine. Oh no, it's fine. It's not so blue. Oh, let me look at it again. Oh no, it's not that blue. Oh, you know what? That's so modern. Oh, maybe I put gold here. Maybe it'll look better. Like trying to convince myself, and then my husband trying to convince me it's fine, right? Because he doesn't want to have to paint over the wall, right? Oh, honey, it's beautiful. Look at it, so poppy. Look how bright. I mean, come on. And I'm like, yeah. No, I can't. I just can't. It's just not authentic. It's like just not going to happen, right? But it's like this authenticity of just allowing the teaching. This is a classroom. We get taught with walls. We get taught with finances. We get taught with relationships. We're constantly being taught. And guess what? We get to come back to God. We get to come back to truth again. So what did I do? I let it go. Why? Because that's how we live it. That's exactly how we live it. We live it by letting it go. It doesn't mean I'm not going to paint the wall back. That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that I'm going to become, my husband's like, oh man, I'm going to have to paint that wall. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to paint it. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to go to the doctor if the doctor tells you, you need to go to the doctor or you're having a health issue. Like, you do things in life, right? The thing is to have the clarity enough to have the understanding who you are, and that's where it comes from. So my thoughts began to settle, and then there was an acceptance. So if you want to be more present in life, there's an acceptance. The wall is blue. Don't put it again. The wall is blue right now. The wall is blue right now. And how do I know that the wall is supposed to be blue? Because it is. Okay? It's just the passion and the understanding and the desire to want that. It's like, I understand that I'm supposed to be going through a divorce. And how do I know I'm supposed to be going through a divorce? Because I am. Not that I am, honey. Don't worry, I'm not divorcing you. I'm just giving an example, okay? Right? How do I know that I am supposed to be going through this? Because I am. It's like, it's fighting reality. And when we fight reality, we lose. And guess what else? There's war, all-out war against your true nature. This is why we suffer. Because we're going against our true nature. Oh, no, I don't want that. Oh, no, I don't want this. Oh, no. It's like we want to play God. We want to do it better than God. How many of you guys want to do it better than God? Control, manipulate, maybe? No, just a little bit. Just a little tad bit. Listen, I know, I'm human, right? It's like there's this understanding. Now, we want to get to the point that we want to live this time has come. We want to dedicate ourselves. There's an incredible quote from The Way of Mastery that if you take anything with you today is this quote. Oh, perfect. No more blue wall. We have this. I want only God, and I no longer care what it takes, what is required. I submit to the mysterious force that is life, asking only that I be transformed into the perfect field of awareness through which love flows without obstruction. I want only God, and I no longer care what it takes, what is required. That's it. That's it right there. I'm so committed to forgiveness. I'm so committed to letting go of being right. I'm so committed to doing the work of seeing through the eyes of love. I'm so committed to going there. I want to be the fullest expression of love. I want to stop being a victim of the world that I see and begin to understand that I'm a creating my experience. The time has come. And the beautiful part is that you get to decide when that time is. And it could be right now. Right now, I choose God, and I choose only loving thoughts and to remember my truth. Recently, I watched something on YouTube. Her name is Betty. She had an NDE, and she was talking about life. And she was talking about how she had this near-death experience, and that she comes from a family of addiction, heroin addiction. And her parents finally committed suicide when they were older. I think they're in their early 20s, her and her sister. And they decided to commit suicide and make that transition with drugs. But she was also addicted to drugs. So she had this experience before when she didn't die, but when she was having the near-death experience, she was talking about how she had the experience of this understanding of God, and she didn't believe in God. God, the drug was her God. She had this experience of who God was for her. She had this experience of the truth. She even had the experience of her birth plan. She said it was like a video game. And she's at the store. She saw herself at the store, literally getting groceries, but it was like she was picking her life. Oh, I'm going to have this mother, I'm going to have this father, I'm going to be a heroin addict, I'm not, like, I'm going to have a baby, I'm not. It's like she saw it all like a cartoon, like choosing her life. And this person that comes from this type of family, of this whole lineage of heroin addicts and this life of destruction, like even prostitution, what happens is she says on camera, and this is very powerful, this is how we live it. She says on camera, I have this understanding of God, of the love of God, the understanding that I choose my experience, I choose my life, that I've chosen this at some level, some form, and I've realized I'm not a victim of my circumstances. I'm not a victim of my circumstances. I'm not standing here saying that this is easy, right? But maybe there's something in your mind today that you can open up your mind and you could be like, hey, you know what? Maybe I don't need to suffer about that anymore. Maybe I don't need to see it this way anymore. And it's hard to get there to say I'm not a victim of that, but if she can, she says, you can. If I can get to the point that I'm not a victim and have an understanding that this is not being done to me and hasn't been done to me, then I am free. So the whole point of that story is living it. Is that she was able to come out the other side and live it. And also, if she didn't, that's okay too. Because the path is the path, and non-judgment is it. So this morning, I want to ask you, are you ready? Are you ready to be in your life fully self-expressed? Are you ready to be in your life looking through love versus fear? Are you ready to be in your life and have this immense clarity and come into your life, and when you forget and maybe you paint your wall blue, that you can step away and be like, it's okay. There's nothing wrong here. It's perfect. I swear to God, I look at it and it's not even bothering me anymore. I'm like, what happened? Like, I could hardly care about the blue wall right now. Because I'm here. And you know what? If I get home and it bothers me, good. Because I get to practice again. I'm not a victim of my circumstances. Good. Oh my God, it's bothering me. Good. I'm going to come back to God. That blue wall doesn't define me. God does. Right? Good. I'm always looking for it. Especially when my husband annoys me. Please annoy me so I can learn. So I can come back to my true nature, so I can remember who I am. I say it to him all the time. I'm like, okay, I'm upset with you. I know you're not my problem, but I need to figure it out. I need to figure out why my ego thinks that you're my problem and that my problem is out there. Because guess what? I don't know if you got the memo. The problem is never out there. It's in your mind. It's in your thoughts. Is it hard to do? Absolutely. So hard to do. But not impossible. Remembering again. There's such freedom in my relationship with my husband because there is that understanding that we're not each other's problem. Are we like that all the time? No. But there's an understanding of we are in it to win it, we say. We're in it to win it. And have this understanding that we're just mirroring each other. And every time we trigger each other, we get to learn what is the issue inside. I used to have this he's here today, so I get to talk about him. I used to have this issue that he's so mean because I'm Cuban, he's German. So I'm like, cha-cha-cha-cha, and he's more like, He told me when he met me, he's like, oh my gosh, you're so joyous. Like, are you like this all the time? I was like, yeah, I'm pretty happy. He's like, this is amazing. I like it. Because he's also very joyous, right? So there's this balance. I was like, I had this thing of like, my God, he's so mean. Oh my God, he's so mean. And you meet him, he's the sweetest pie, but you know how people are at home sometimes. So it's like this sternness, and it's not mean, it's just stern. Very straight-laced, doesn't say things soft, like I want it, honey. No, it's more like very brusco, like I like to say in Spanish. So I realized, questioning with spirit, and this also comes from the work of Byron Katie, I had to do a lot of work on this. So I was like, I really feel that he's mean, and it's incredible because he's so supportive and he's so loving. He's such an incredible father, and we have such a beautiful relationship, but it's this thing that he's mean. So guess what I realized? I realized I'm mean to myself. I had the realization that he's not mean, I'm mean. I'm mean to myself. I'm mean with the way I talk to myself. I'm mean in the way that I think about myself. I'm mean in the way I think about people. It's just in our mind. It's in our consciousness. It's absolutely nothing to do with him. He's just being German. Remember something about fun? We didn't just say something about you're going to have fun, you're going to laugh your way through the service. That's pretty much this is it right here. Voila. I love you. There's this humor and this laughter and this fun and that joy. That's everything. This lightness. It's like the children are back there. It's that innocence. It's that joy. It's let's not make things matter too much. Let's not make things too real, like I did with the blue wall. Remember me? I suffered a lot because of that. So don't make things too real. Don't make things matter too much. And when you realize you're going that way, just come back. Forgetting and remembering, right? Forgetting and remembering. Remembering again what is really true. So now I get to understand that my husband's not my problem, that he's not mean. He's doing the very best he can with the awareness he has. And then guess what? I get to appreciate and I get to be in gratitude because I don't have this veil of illusion of something that's not true about him, because he can never be mean in truth. That's not his truth. Love is his truth. I think it's from the Course in Miracles. Only love is real, all else is an illusion. Right? All right.